Telematics and support specialist here at Rocky Mountain Equipment. So here I have Jasmine Brodziak from Libra Cart here to talk about her product. So Jasmine, what can you tell us about Libra Cart?
Yeah, so this is Libra Cart here. It's just a small piece of hardware. What it is a tablet and smartphone based grain cart wing and harvest management system. So this box here just plugs right into the scales on a grain cart. And then it communicates through Bluetooth to a tablet or a smartphone in the cab of the grain cart. And it automatically detects every time the grain cart's unloading. It tracks the date, time, and weight of each unload. It also tracks where it's coming from, where it's ending up. So you can track which field it came off of. If you want to track which truck it went into, you can. And then where it's ending up. So bin, bag, elevator, that kind of thing.
Pretty intelligent little box.
Yeah, for sure. So there's one main mobile device in the cab of the grain cart, and that's the one that collects all the harvest data in there. You can have as many other mobile devices kind of listening in on the live weights within about 400, 500 feet. And that's handy for calibrating the yield monitor in the combine or just kind of checking up on things without having to communicate with anybody. And then if you want more information than just the live weights, we have that option through the cloud service as well. If you want the combine operator to be able to see all the transactions, weight transactions coming in and all the totals as well.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
We've got a couple questions. Do you want to get into that, or is there anything?
Sure. Yeah. No.
Okay. Awesome.
Sure.
So first question is, what is Libra Cart? How does it work? You kind of went over that, but
Yeah.
specifics maybe.
Yeah, so it's really, that's all it is. There's two connectors here. This is the load cell connector that plugs into the main cable coming from the load cell junction box. This is a 12-volt power cable connector here that can plug right in. So it replaces any traditional scale indicator currently on the cart, and you replace that with an iPad or an iPhone there. There's also a battery inside here that can power the load cells on just the battery if you don't want to have it plugged into 12-volt power. If it is plugged into 12 volts, it won't use the battery and vice versa, so kind of the best of both worlds there. You can mount it right onto the cart itself, so it's meant to be a wireless system and not having any wires across the hitch, easy to switch tractors, or you can leave it in the cab of the cart if you want. We're compatible with iPad and Android.
Going to that, actually, is there any operating system level that we need to be at? Is it just
anything in terms of iOS, anything sold today compatible. We're compatible with iPad 3 or newer, so yeah, anything sold today or the last 5 years is compatible, and Android, anything versions 4.3 or newer, so pretty much anything sold today as well with Android.
Okay. Next question is, can you export harvest data out of the app?
Yeah, so all the harvest data is saved into the Libra Cart app itself and can be exported at any time. So we have an email export option that can be just clicked one button and emailed out to whatever email address, however often you want, and opened up with standard spreadsheet software like Excel or Google Sheets, that kind of thing, and can organize it from there. We also have an optional cloud service. There's two versions of that. There's a free version that provides automatic data backup. So in case of a lost or damaged mobile device, you can put your data on a new mobile device and also view everything on the desktop web app as well, instead of just the iPad. And then we also have a subscription version, which has a bunch of features on the desktop web app, like editing capability, so adding new fields or editing moisture. We have a bulk edit feature, archiving any fields that you're not using from year to year, or operators or crops. You can hide those in the list. And we have about 5 different harvest reports that you can filter and generate online. And then you can also sync multiple mobile devices together. So say you wanted the combine operator and the truck driver to be able to see everything that the grain carts app is seeing, so all the field totals and transactions, you can. Or if you have multiple grain carts in the field, you can sync them all together so there's just one field total and shown that way.
Awesome. So next question, obviously I'm guessing this comes from somebody that doesn't have a scale system yet, but what are the benefits of using a grain cart scale such as Libra Cart?
Yeah, for sure. So the most obvious one being accurate harvest data. So knowing how much you've harvested, excuse me, in real time is obviously really helpful, knowing what to predict for the end of the year and as you're going. And with our system, it's no matter who's operating the grain cart, you know you're getting accurate harvest data because you don't have to hit any buttons, start or stop or anything like that. It's just automatically going to record everything for you. And with that, having that information gives you good insight to, on-field trials and decision making, like, what seed you're using, what fertilizer you're using, fungicides, that sort of thing. Also, another benefit is inventory management. So in our app, we can do transfers from destination to destination. So you can have bins, bags, grain carts, elevators all listed in the app and transfer from bin to bin or bin to elevator, kind of tracking that whole process and how much is left in your bin, how much has been sold, so you're not worrying about overselling grain. Also, a few other things, truck totals, never going over that truck overweight limit because we can track trucks and put the max gross vehicle weight in the app, so we can tell when the truck is almost full or too full, so we kind of warn you there, so you're not getting those hefty fines. And lastly, just the detailed harvest records for crop insurance, basically one click of a button to send to your crop insurance agent, making the producers' lives easier and the agents' lives easier as well.
For sure, yeah. Okay, so last question. Is it compatible with any existing grain cart or scale or other systems?
Yeah, so as long as the grain cart has load cells or scales on their cart, we can plug our box in, and it's just simple plug and play. Depending on the system that you currently have, you may need an adapter cable, but in most cases it's just plug and play. And then you just mount this on the cart, get your own mobile device to use. And in terms of other equipment, people use this on fertilizer spreaders, TMR mixers as well. We also have a basic weighing system called Libra Express that kind of is not for any particular piece of equipment, but can do similar things like Libra Cart, just weighing loads or unloads and tracking whatever you want, kind of thing.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay,
well, with that, I will admit I've actually installed a couple of these systems myself in the field. Very, very easy. Jasmine's not kidding when she says it's plug and play. I've done it, and very, very little input required. It just works, and it was quite impressive. So
yeah, it's a popular product for sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jasmine.
Thanks
if
for
you guys want any more information or anything, obviously you can go to Jasmine's website.
Yeah. Agromedics.com.
Agromedics.com. You can come into our dealership locations, anybody at RME, any of the AOS group. We are all pretty well versed in this as well. This is kind of our bread and butter in terms of the technology side. So it is our forte. Please ask us about it if you have any questions. And with that, I believe we're going to be handing off to, I want to say it was John Thompson. So we'll take a quick short break and we'll get you guys moving along. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thanks, Chris.